Hey Barry, you look different.
Yeah, I put on some weight.
Yeah, you fat.
It almost sounds so mean. What's going on, guys? My name is Barry.
This is Colby.
And this is Who Watches This.
Theme music.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to the third movie of
100% fresh. This is 100% critic review, Rotten Tomatoes. And let me tell you, there is not a whole lot of movies that are hundreds critic reviews that are not documentaries.
They're just so documentaries are just so boring sometimes.
Right.
Unless they're like voiced by like great voice actors like Morgan Freeman, Nicolas Cage.
Yes, yeah.
Sometimes I like to light a match just to watch it burn.
So, speaking of that, it's not a documentary. It's kind of a documentary, but it's totally off the subject. It's certainly not 100% fresh. But on Netflix, they have like the history of swearing with Nicolas Cage. And every episode is like he takes like one swear word and he breaks it down, and they talk about like all like where it came from and how the word changed over time. It's actually it's pretty interesting.
Oh yeah, like fuck, right? It's like fornication under something king.
Oh, right, but they kind of say it's not.
Oh, like that's just like a myth.
Right. Yeah, because some of the words, are like really old, and so they people think they came from certain areas, but they didn't, and it's just it's what's called like wide. Yes, yeah, it's like we can't prove that this is the reason where it came from, but
we're pretty
more
sure.
likely it came from this because this was somebody's last name, or something like that.
Oh, man. That's pretty cool. That's not what we're watching today, though.
Not at all.
Let's go to our first segment. I didn't write something to this. It's been a while since I, off the domed it, But we're going to do spoken word. I feel like spoken word really fits this situation.
It does,
well.
yeah.
So, and I'm going to really take a cue from Jonah Hill's spoken word from 22 Jump Street. Did you see that movie?
Yes.
You see him do spoken word?
Yeah.
It was like, Angel has no mommy. You wonder why, but that's because of her daddy. When she gets out of juvie, she goes to see Abby. Because she wants to put a bullet in his dome now that he could be gone. Because for a while she was in jail in her own personal hail. And we all wonder what she's on when we're talking about 2018's The Night Comes. It's so bad.
That was yeah. No rehearsal, no written down. That was straight free flow.
It's funny. Like, I think when I used to grow up, I would like watch like in the movies they would show like, oh yeah, this girl, she's so artsy. She goes to like these spoken word things, and I was like, I'm gonna go to that. And then like the older I got, I was like, I don't want to go to that.
I think the first time I ever saw that was in How I Married an Axe Murderer.
Oh, that's like what was it, like from like 89?
Something like that, yeah.
88?
Mike Myers.
Yeah. Oh. Oh man.
Yeah, and then and
I think I saw it in a lot of like those like late 90s, early 2000s teenage rom-coms.
Right. Yep.
You
That's
know?
when it really started kind of becoming a thing. And then I also never went to see it live. But when it first came out, I was like, that seems so cool. I'm going to go be hipster.
But then everyone started speaking in that cadence, and you're like, oh, never mind.
Right. Yep.
And it's like... Or like the hands, like I was like, I think the hands is for like deaf people, right?
Right. Yeah.
I think I learned that like in elementary school when we had like an ASL like center, not ceremony, like a auditorium.
Yeah.
thing, right? Oh man, yeah.
If you couldn't tell, because this is not video, Barry was giving us jazz hands.
But I'm pretty sure that's the ASL for like applause.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, but yeah, today we're going to be talking about the 2018 independent film Night Comes On.
Yep.
It's kind of an easy explanation, so I think we might be able to breeze through this.
Right.
And kind of just talk more about like the situations and like the meanings, I guess. I don't know if there's a lot of deep meanings in it. It's just kind of just like a very raw, gritty type of feel, right?
Yeah.
So we open up with a girl. She's in a prison cell.
Right.
She's taking a shower. We also get a voiceover of not like a probation or whatever. The people that are talking to you about like, hey, we're gonna let you out, or we might keep you in because you're almost 18.
Right. Yep. Yep.
But we learned that this girl, her name is Angel, is our main character. She's in juvie because she was caught with the possession of a handgun.
Yep.
Which, if you guys don't know, you got to be at least 18 in some states or most states. I don't know.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And pretty much if you're just carrying a handgun for nefarious reasons.
Yeah, so you can't, it's not like the library gun, Have you ever heard about that? Like,
No.
Like in some neighborhoods, they have like a library gun. So like everyone, you could check out the gun. So like, it's kind of hard to tie in who owns the gun. Because
Okay.
It's like a community gun.
Right.
For nefarious reasons. No, yeah. And so they're like, they're trying to ascertain whether she'll be a danger.
Yeah.
Coming out. And she's like, no, I just kind of want to get my life straight.
Right. Yeah. She could be 18 in 2 days.
Yeah.
They're a little concerned that she doesn't have an adult there to show up for her release.
Yeah.
But she's like, no, I got a place taken care of, and
I got arrangements. I got my girlfriend. I'm gonna go see her.
Yep.
That was kind of rough for her too. But they do end up letting her go.
Right.
She has like $80 cash. She has her phone. She has her outside clothes, and they
give her a bus pass for the day.
Oh yeah, bus pass for the day.
Right. To get to Philly or.
Yeah, I think they're like in Philly because then I saw like Ben Franklin driveway, and stuff like that. But I'll tell you right now though, you at least give her like a bus pass for the month.
Right.
Because those things, I remember when I was living in New York and a bus pass, like a public transit, like a Metro card, was like $80 for the month. But you can get, you can use it for the subway. But even then, I was like, this is kind of expensive.
Right, yeah, because my daughter was just in college, and I remember it was like,
oh yeah,
with her student pass, she got a free one, during the school year. But yeah, when I went out to visit, or like when whatever, it's like it was $20 for the week kind of thing.
Yeah, I remember. I did that too, and it's kind of cool now because then it's all like on the phone. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you could use like the NFC thing on your phone to like tap into.
Right.
So that was kind of cool. But yeah, no, they only give her a bus pass for the day. So she looks for a place to try to charge her phone.
Right. And like everywhere you're just like some random person walking into a store and be like, hey, do you have a phone charger? Right. They're like, get the hell out of here, kid.
Unfortunately she didn't have a comic book shop she could have went into.
Right.
Oh my God, a girl. Yeah, I have a charger.
Here, take my phone.
Yeah. No, it's not. It's kind of like that. I'm not. we're not gonna like not lie. We're not gonna lie in this podcast and be like, it's not like that. It's kind of like
It's kind of like that.
no, but she finds a place to do it. You know, the stock boy's kind of looking at her, but she's like, nope, because she's gay.
Right.
But we only learned that because I think. Well, I'm not saying it's a choice. It's really dicey territory. But she might have an aversion from men just because she was sexually assaulted.
Yes.
By her foster parent. I think.
Yeah.
Before she went into jail, and then, that's when she was wilding out.
And she's got a younger sister, and they were like, "How come she didn't report it?" And she was like, "Because she didn't want to get separated from her sister."
Oh yeah, she stayed because she's like, well, if I'm here, then they won't touch my little sister.
Yeah,
which is like a really sad and it's such a reality. It's too close to reality. I've been listening. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in this movie that's like, oh, this is so real. It's rough watching.
Yeah, I've been listening to a lot of those criminal podcasts, and sometimes they have those cases about pedophiles and stuff like that, and how the kids, the older kid will try to stay because if they're maybe they're just molesting them, they won't molest the other ones,
right?
Until you find out that they've been molesting everybody. And I was like, Jesus Christ. So this hurts. Watching portions of this hurts. So I'm not saying I don't know. I'm not saying that it was a choice or whatever. I don't know. I was just that could attribute to her,
right?
Her aversion from men and all that stuff. But no, she's able to finally charge her phone up, and she calls up what's it called? She calls up a guy, and we're like, who's this guy? And it's a guy named Rick or something, to get a gun.
Yes.
I was like, "Geez, girl, you just got out because you had a gun. Now you're gonna run back to the gun." And it's super creepy. He's like, "Oh yeah, let's go upstairs. I have a bunch of guns upstairs."
Right, and she's referred from a girl that she was in prison with because it was her uncle or friends of her uncle or something like that, and so she knew this guy. And she's like, "Hey, yeah, Monica told me that you could, hook me up." And he's like, "Yeah, of course. And come on upstairs, take a look."
And he's like, "Whoa, he makes comments when he first comes in there, and I was like, oh, okay, this is gonna be creepy because he's like, when she comes in first, he's like, oh yeah, you got some thick ass legs. I was like, are you a runner or something? I was like, Jesus Christ, it's gonna. I know where this is leading, and I don't like it. Yeah. But they go upstairs. She grabs a shotty, and I'm like, first of all, no. You can't. Yep. You don't want the shotgun. And how are you gonna walk around with that thing? Yeah. It's not The Walking Dead. You can't just walk around with a shotty. But he gets creepily behind her, and he's like, yeah, this is how you do it. And she's like, ugh, get off of me. I can feel your sweat on me. Gross. And then he's like, well, what about this? It's a 6-shooter. It's
right, a little Saturday Night Special.
Is that what they call it?
Yeah.
It's like a snub nose or something, right?
Uh-huh. Yep.
Saturday Night Special. Oh, man, yeah. And he's like, yeah, that's going to be $150. And he's like, no, well, Monica said you could hook me up for $70. And he's like,
He's like, girl, this is business.
Yeah, it's business. No, but he's like, all right, how about this? Here, this ball. If you could shoot it into there, I'll give it to you.
And it's like a little mini basketball hoop, on the door that's across the room.
Yeah, and she's like, well, how do I know that thing will fit? It might be some carnival trick that you got. Yeah. And he swishes it. I was like, all right, Steph Curry, chill out. But then he's like, all right, well, what if I miss? He's like, you let me fuck you. And I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yep. Yeah, you make it, gun's yours for free. You miss, let me fuck you. And I was like, oh.
And she didn't even try, which was the sad part. Right. She didn't even try to shoot the ball, and he's he's doing the creepy pedophile thing. I'm saying it people oh yeah, I know that thing. But thankfully, someone calls, and I guess it's his wife.
Right.
And he was like, all right, get out of here. Sorry.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, hun, no, I'm home. Hey, you're on your way home? Well, could you stop and get some milk? I drank all the milk with cereal this morning.
Yeah, I was like, gee.
And then he goes downstairs and he hands her the jug of milk.
Yeah,
he's
it's
here, take this with you.
It's a quarter. It's only a quarter gone.
Yeah.
It's 3/4 left. She's like, oh my God, how much milk did you have? He's like, well, I paired it with a milkshake. And And so yeah, he's super mad, and he's like, "I'll hit you up at 6. Just be ready to like get my message, and I'll tell you where to meet."
Right. Yeah.
So she kind of wanders for a bit, but she does call her Uncle Roger.
Right.
And she's like, "Hey, do you know where Dad is?" And he's like, "Oh, you out?" Like they say this to her like she's like a hardened criminal.
I guess if you're gone for a year, that's
Yeah. For gun possession.
Yeah, it's a minute. Yeah, that's a hot minute.
But he's like, "Yo, you should talk to Abby. Your dad sees her sometimes." So she's pissed.
Right.
And like we're like, what's going on? But like so like during the bus trip, we do get a flash of like the dad killing the mom.
Right.
And we're like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, so basically it's like it's the dad loses his job and then basically becomes an alcoholic. It slowly gets meaner and meaner and eventually kills the mom. And she feels guilty because she like sees it happen, but she doesn't really do anything about it because she's a kid.
Yeah, like what are you supposed to do?
Yeah, she was like 12 or something.
Yeah, it was rough. Yeah, and her dad got exonerated because it was like circumstantial evidence.
Right, they didn't have enough evidence to put him away.
That's wild to me.
But he was in
prison for a bit,
and then he got out while she was.
Yeah, so he got out the moment she went in.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was like, we learn later a little bit of his story, but that's like pretty much the premise of like why this girl's looking for her dad, and you kind of figure out like, oh, I think she wants to kill the dad.
Right.
So she goes to Abby. Abby is like hanging out with all these she's in a foster home, and they're all like smoking weed.
That's a bunch of like 12-year-olds
smoking some weed, smoking a pipe. No, not that kind of pipe, like not that crack pipe, that shit's gone. But no, like, Abby has like this adoration for her sister.
Oh yeah.
She like looks up to her sister, and that's cool, like that's what you do as like a younger sibling. You look up to the next adult.
Right, especially when they're
like 5 years older,
5 or 6 years older than you. Yeah.
And so like they hang out for a bit. But Angel's she's asking a little, she's prodding a little bit. She's like, "Oh, does anyone come visit you? Because I just need some information. Because I got a job."
Because did she see her?
Oh, PO.
Her PO.
Yeah.
Because she goes in there and she asks. She's like, "Hey, do you have my dad's address?" And he's like, "I can't give that to you." And,
that's true.
And she was like,
it was before she went to go see Abby.
Yeah, she's like, "I'm trying to get a job, but I don't have a driver's license and I don't have my birth certificate, and they won't let me like sign out anything without like my parents' address."
Yeah, and he's like, "All right, let me look this up." Oh snap! Nope, I can't give that to you. Your dad murdered your mom. I know what this is about.
Yep.
I got 60 cases, Angel. I'm not stupid. I don't got time if you don't want to help yourself. He's like obviously these PO, like especially juvenile POs, I'm pretty sure they're overworked. They got huge caseloads.
Yeah.
And like a lot of people want to blame POs, but then nobody wants to be like, "Oh, he got like 80 kids he got to look at."
Right.
And you're like,
and these kids are 17, 18. At that point, they think they know everything more than adults, and they don't care about anything.
And everything's like at risk. You never know when they're going to show up. It's like you're a parent kind of for 80 people.
Right.
So yeah, she does go to the sister to find out that information, and Abby's like, "All right, let me go get my book real quick. Let me go see it." But Abby's smart. She goes to her book and she knows that there's a visitor's log in there.
Yeah.
And she pulls out that paper because she knows she's not stupid.
No, she's a smart kid.
You're a smart cookie, And so like she like Angel goes through the paperwork and she's like, "Oh, so nobody come visit you?" She's like, "No." Because she knows not to say yes.
Right.
Yep. She's like, "Oh, that's crazy. All right. Well, I'm a bounce. I guess you got nothing to tell me." She's like, "Okay." But then like a little bit later, like as Angel is like leaving, Abby catches up to her.
Yeah.
And she's like, "I know you're looking for Dad."
Yep. And he did come visit me one time. I don't know his address, but if you let me come with you. I could show you where he lives because he's in a different house.
Yeah, different place, you know. But we take I know the bus, and I know what the houses look like.
Yep.
We can get there. And so at first she's like, nah, but then she's like, all right, fine.
Yeah.
And after this, like the movie kind of like goes into like a slight lull, but it's more just her kind of walking around Philadelphia.
Right. You're kind of getting a little, like a little bit of her. It's not really backstory, but it's just like you're feeling out like her and her sister's relationship, and her attitude towards the world.
Yeah, and you also see like it brings you into like her world of like, you know, like aimlessness.
Right. Yeah.
You know, it's funny, like that whole situation kind of reminded me of my friend. What's it called? He before he was going to school for nurse practitioning. Mm-hmm. Right. So he was like in a program, but he had to like his last stint of like schooling. He had to go to California to do some classes, and so one of those times I drove out with him because it's only for like a weekend.
Okay. Right.
But like, you know, he needed somebody to drive him and all that stuff. And I was like, yeah, I got you, you know, so we went. The last day, though, I had to check out at 11, but then he didn't get out of class till like 8. You know?
Oh, right.
So, you know, like I was like, all right, well, I chilled at the beach for like 4 hours. Then I got hungry. You know, it was like during the fall.
Right.
So it's already kind of cold. And I was like, all right, well, I already ate, but I already went to the beach. Now what do I do for like... And then you kind of just like wander around the city.
Yeah.
But like when you don't have anywhere specific to go, you're like, what do I do?
Right. Oh yeah, because we kind of glazed over that. So she goes and she meets up with her girlfriend, or she tries to call a number of times to her girlfriend and never picks up. So she goes to her girlfriend's house.
Yeah. Well, she puts a little makeup on first, you know.
Yeah, goes to the.
I was leading into this.
Yeah,
I just thought this part. I know a lot of people are going to be like, "Well, this part's kind of boring," but also like if you think about it in a way, it's like, well, you know, when you're aimlessly wandering, it's kind of like that. Mm-hmm. You know, like you don't know where to go. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and until she tries to, she does throughout the day. The rest of the day, she tries to call her girlfriend. Doesn't answer.
Right.
So she finally just goes there. And then, you know, she's like, oh, my God, what is that fine specimen by the door? And I was like, okay, cool. It's like the girlfriend.
Right.
And it seems like, okay, like maybe they're cool. But, you know, the girl's like, man, I couldn't wait for you.
Right. We're 18. You were gone for a year. That's like
10 years.
10% of my life.
Yeah, it's like 10 years in teenagers. No, but like the girls seem like, you know, like they seem to have issues during the relationship already.
Right.
You know, when one person is like closed off, when they don't let you in, when you guys talk but don't talk. Yeah. You know, you're like, all right, you know, and her girl or ex-girlfriend is like, yo, you didn't really think you was gonna stay with me because, you know, I'm seeing somebody else now. And
yeah.
So she's like, nah, don't worry about it. You know, I got other bitches, you know. I was like, that's such a dude response.
Right.
Like, I don't trip. I don't need you.
Yeah.
I got other bitches. Fatter asses.
And it was so fun, like when the not funny. The girl walks up, like the girlfriend walks up, and she's like, I've been trying to get a hold of you. And she's like, oh, I ran out of minutes. And I'm like, that's either like a really like 2000s response, or all of a sudden you're like, oh, this, like, we're in like the down part of the city. This isn't like, you know, teenagers in like, you know, the suburbs. Yeah. It's not like, oh, unlimited minutes. You know, you're buying a car or a phone and you got like, you know, I got like 120 minutes. Yeah, you know, for the month.
They own that Cricket.
Oh, right.
One of those. I know, like, there's like very cheap phone plans out there, but with those cheap phone plans, they have like limited minutes and data.
Yeah. You buy your burner phone and it comes with like 300 minutes, and then you got to bring the phone back in to get it like recharged with more minutes.
That's funny to me, man. I was like, I don't know when this movie take place, but I'm pretty sure it take place above 2015. You know,
Right.
I'm pretty sure it's 2018, and they really just, maybe this girl's living by herself, so like, her stuff is sparse.
Right.
She got a place, and that's all she could afford. I know how that felt like. I was like, y'all got a place? I got ramen and eggs. I got a bed that's on the floor, one pillow,
Right.
and a computer that I brought from Las Vegas. It's crazy. I was living, man. My setup looked like I fucked really good. For a girl to come in there to let me do her and then come back. So I definitely understand like limited minutes, limited plans.
Yeah.
Be like, yo, call me after 9, bro.
Oh, right. Oh, that's right. Where there was a time and
If you got
minutes
free
were
minutes.
cheaper after. Yep.
Yeah, but no. So she dips and she finds like a lobby to fall asleep in.
Right. Yeah.
But she gets a little bit of sleep, but she has a nightmare about like her mom and her dad
Yeah.
and all stuff. But then she wakes up to a text message. It's like, yo, meet me at 6 at the park.
Right. Yeah. Under the bridge. Yeah.
Under the bridge, like, I'm gonna ask you some riddles.
I feel bad. I'm even laughing at that. That's just
Laughing at the joke, not the sex part.
Yeah.
No, so she does end up having to perform acts for the gun.
Right. We don't get to see it. We just see the car off in the distance, and
That scene totally. I felt like that scene was totally ripped out of Harry Brown, though. I don't know if you ever watched the movie Harry Brown. It's with Michael Caine.
oh yeah.
Yeah, remember he was like old John Wick killing drug dealers.
Yep.
But there was a scene with like the boy that was prostituting himself.
Yep.
And I was like, I don't want to watch. That's super sad, man. No, but so she gets the gun. She ends up meeting Abby, and like they're at the bus station, and she's like, hey, how much is 2 to this spot? And then she gives Abby some money, like, oh, go get something from the vending machine. And she's like, hey, how much is one round trip in one way?
Yeah.
And then I feel like the bus station, the girl should have known.
Right. And they're like, is this much? And she's like, oh, do you get a discount for being like a single mom? And he's like, well, you look young enough. I'll give you a student discount.
Yeah. They're like, well, were you like 8 when you had this girl? Like, no.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. She said that. She's like, oh, yeah. Yeah. I look young. People always think she's my sister.
She's like, we'll just do 50 for student. All right. Like, let's not lie to each other, right?
Right.
And so they get up on the bus. And Angel's pretty sweet on her sister. Like, she looks after her. She looks over her. Abby's sort of having like some stomach issues because they had some Chinese before this.
Right.
Some Chinese food. And so like she goes to the bathroom, but then later she sees that Abby is talking to these girls. And
so Abby starts her period.
Oh yeah.
And it's her first time.
Yeah.
So
well, we don't know that till the gas station.
Yeah.
So right now,
right, because she's talking to the girls on the bus. Sorry,
they're playing MASH. That old like, oh, Mary, job, whatever.
Yeah.
And so they end up at a bus station. Abby's taking super long. She does get her first period, which is like another just super unfortunate situation.
Right.
Angel's able to procure some tampons or pads.
Right.
Because you don't want to use that the first time. As Angel told her sister. But they missed the bus, and they missed the bus with the other girls.
Right.
I was like, what's wrong with you girls? But the girl, like Abby talks to the girls, and she's like, oh, hey, this girl said that her mom could take us to the beach and all this stuff. And they live really close, which is like super fortunate for them,
Right.
So they end up going to the house, and the house is like super nice. They're like in the suburbs of Philadelphia. Like 2-story picket fence looking,
and they you don't realize it, but earlier when Angel's having the flashback of her house growing up, there's like 2 pictures on the wall, and then as she walks into this house, there's like 75 pictures, like all like
family.
framed all up on the wall. Yeah. So
Yeah, and like you also like notice it like with the tone of the camera, of the color tone.
Right. Yep.
You know, because when they're in the city, it's a little bit bluish tone, or more cold. Like, you know, filmmakers use this to like convey feelings,
Right.
or
Yep.
like atmosphere. And when they're in this house, it's bright colors. It's like a lot of windows, super open, and you know, like obviously, you know, Abby and Angel can kind of like understand. Abby's more like a little more innocent to this whole situation, but Angel is very, very aware of like how out of place they feel.
Right. Yep.
You know, but then the girls, the girl's mom comes home and she's like, "Hey, can you take them to the beach? Her dad is over there," and she's making up all sorts of excuses. One of the girls like, "Well, what's your dad's name? Maybe I could look it up."
I can find anything on the internet.
And she looks it up and she's like, "Oh my god, 2 girls have murdered mother." And she's like, shut the fuck up. Slaps the fucking phone out of her hand and all that stuff. And they just dip. They're like, "Thank you for the hospitality, but we gotta go."
Right.
Yeah. Abby and Angel have a whole like an argument. You know, she's like, because Abby lied. She's like, "Dad doesn't live here."
Right.
You know, you remember like it was your birthday. You always said you wanted to go to the beach again. And I wanted us to, like, I think Abby did this because she knows what Angel has planned. She's like, "Can we have one day?"
Right.
Which is, like, super sad.
Yeah.
For this, like, 11-year-old to have this much, like, awareness.
Yeah. It's supposed to be like, I'm not supposed to see you unsupervised.
Like, I want us to have a perfect day.
Yeah.
You know, so they have this huge fight. They walk all the way to the beach, which must have taken at least like an hour and a half or 2, depending on how brisk they were walking. But you know, Angel, she feels bad. She's like, "Hey, the beach is right there. Come on, let's just go. Fuck it, let's go."
Right.
And Abby's like, "Well, since you asked so nice." Smart ass. And you know, they have this like fun day at the beach.
Right.
You know,
Yep.
A little bit of a return to maybe what they had in childhood. You know, but now it's just them two and not the whole family. But they have this fun time.
And it's like they even start talking stories of Dad, and they're all like, "Yeah, Dad, you know, even brought like when you were a baby, and Dad brought a tent because you kept trying to eat the sand, and so he wanted to put you in the tent so you keep the dirt off your face." And
but you kept escaping and putting your face in the sand. You stupid. But no, like, you know, so like night comes and the bus is probably coming, so they decide to start getting ready to go back to the bus. But Abby rummages through Angel's purse and finds a gun, pops it off, and I was, "Oh my god, did she shoot herself?"
I totally thought that too. Yeah.
And she didn't, you know. And then Angel's like, "I'm trying to get rid of it." I was like, "Well, your sister's not stupid, obviously."
Yeah.
You know. But they get back on the bus, and Abby does tell Angel like, Dad's back at the house.
The house where the murder happened.
She's super upset. She's like, "How could you live there? How could you live there after what he did in there?" But you know, they get back on the bus. Abby falls asleep, but then Angel leaves Abby in the bus because it's gonna take her wherever it's gonna take her.
Right. Yep.
And you know, Angel goes to see her dad.
Yeah.
And Dad's super tense. I think he kind of knows what's happening.
Right, but he's also a little also seems a little oblivious to everything. He's just like, what's going on?
Well, you know, I feel like, you know, sometimes when you ignore a problem, it's not there.
Right. He's like, "Hey, you want some food? I was going to make some soup, but I could like throw something in the soup so it's enough for 2.
We got some carrots. Nah, not these greens.
Yeah.
And so, like, they try to have dinner, but, you know, they have this argument. You know, because he's like, "You know, your PO, this and that." And obviously, throughout this whole time, too, the PO's like calling her.
Right.
Where you at for the drug test, for the Job Corps interview and all that stuff. But, like, you know, the dad obviously understands the situation. And she kind of doesn't want to hear it. She like runs into her old room.
And it turns out that her old room, Dad is getting set up to be her sister's room.
Yeah, to get Abby back.
And that's kind of where she's like, "Holy crap, yeah, you
Yeah.
You're a psycho. You can't have my little sister here.
Yeah. So
You shouldn't be seeing her ever anyway.
Yep. And so she comes out, she pulls the gun out.
Yeah.
And he's like, so what? You gonna kill me? And he's like, all right, well, kill me, whatever. You don't think I'm living through this every day?
Right.
And like, they have this really tense standoff. Because, maybe he does. Maybe he's like, all right, kill me. Like, all right. Because it's easier for you to kill me.
Exactly. Yeah. I was like, I'm not a coward. I'm not going to kill myself. But if somebody else is going to give me that option, then yeah, I'm going to take it, kind of thing.
Because I got to live with it every day.
I've never done anything like that's haunted me like that. Yeah. But I guess, I always thought about that. Like, if you were drinking and driving and then you like hit somebody and killed them, or, you just hit somebody, like, that's going to weigh on you every time somebody's like, you want to drink it? Oh God, no. Like flashbacks and stuff,
Yeah.
And that's accident. Yeah. And you did that's something like this on purpose. Like you chose to
murder.
Yeah.
Even if you were drunk, you still did it,
Right.
And so maybe the dad telling Angel, I gotta live with this every day. Maybe that's, because I think from what I can gather is maybe he used to be an architect. Because when they meet, he's like, oh, I clean this complex. And she's like, well, you're not building no more?
Oh, right. Yep. Yeah.
So maybe he did have a pretty nice, spiffy job back then. And, obviously murdered his wife. And now he's just cleaning this complex. But maybe he's okay with that. He's like, I gotta...
Right. It pays the bills and take it one day at a time.
Yeah. It's such a silly saying, but it's really all you can do is just keep waking up every day.
Right. Yeah.
Doing what you got to do. And so she just leaves. And then she ends up like going to the foster house where Abby lives. And Abby's just chilling on the porch.
Yep.
This girl, she just be chilling everywhere. Smoking weed and everything. And then they just look at each other and then the movie just ends.
Right. Yep.
Before we go into a deeper of an analysis of what this movie is, how about we go to our other section? We got the high star and we got a low star.
High star, low star. So we got a 10 out of 10, Loss and Hope. A beautiful portrait of listlessness in the life of two sisters. The 17-year-old has just been released from prison and is trying to find her feet in the world, but she wants answers. The 10-year-old just wants her sister. When her older sister finds her in her foster home, she hopes that her life is back on track. Beautifully portrayed story of loss and of being lost.
That's missing a lot of stuff though.
Right?
We got 1 out of 10, shabby. Characters are entirely unsympathetic, even unlikable. Every word out of the 10-year-old's mouth is an obscenity. Her older sister has dead eyes and expressionless, flabby... Okay, jeez. I'm not going to say that part. That has, like, absolutely nothing to do with, like, her acting.
Right.
Plot is thin and predictable. Movie rambles aimlessly. Characters are stereotypes. Music, production, cinematography are all fourth rate. Movie panders to political... correct identity politics. It's unoriginal, cowardly, conformity fails. This is the directorial debut for pretty blonde film actress Spiro. What a flop. I think that everything that this person hated about this movie, they don't understand. That was the point.
Right.
And I don't know if you ever talked to a 10-year-old especially like for where I grew up, all had potty mouths.
Right, yeah, and she's not talking to an adult; she's talking to her sister.
Yeah,
and every time she's talking to an adult, she's extremely polite.
Yeah, she's actually really when she talks to other people. Like a lot of people like the little sister.
Oh yeah,
she's very personable. She gets along with other people. I mean, I can't imagine bringing home two strangers. You know,
Right,
but
yep.
the little sister's like fun, you know, she's bubbly and like a good kid.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Kids are gonna like curse when there's no adults around. Oh, fuck.
Trust me, at a comic store. I know, yeah.
Oh yeah,
You
do
overhear
that.
the mouse on the little kids.
Oh, Little Green. I remember that kid. That dude. I was like, he's gonna be internet famous.
I was like by far the most sung song at the comic store was when Team America came out, and everybody was like, "America, fuck yeah!" Oh man, you could not stop 10-year-olds from singing that song.
Oh man. But yeah, like this movie, there's a like to counter or just a counterpoint to this person's review. Character, especially for like a movie like of this type of stature or like this type of movie, the characters probably won't be likable because they might be a reflection of how you are.
Right?
Yeah.
And like, yeah, expressionless face. Like, she's not happy. I'm like, life isn't awesome now. She's not like, I got out of prison. Yay, flowers and sunshine. It's, I just spent a year in prison planning on murdering my father for killing my mother. And and I'm not happy about it. I just know that this is the next step in my life.
Yeah. So, my eyes are gonna have a dead look to them.
Right. And like her girlfriend left her. She tries to get a gun, and the guy's super molesty. Like her PO is like, if you're not going to try, I don't even care about you enough to, help.
I get the PO. I'm not gonna lie.
Right, but I'm like,
But it feels like everyone's giving up on you. Like,
right, her uncle, her dad, nobody shows up for her when she gets released. They're even like surprised that she's out.
Yeah. There's a lot of nuances there that I think this person just didn't want to like.
Right. And sure, it's a social commentary, but it is like probably a very realistic story that
For a lot of people.
Right. Yeah, this is probably a story that literally happens daily.
Yeah, and this movie doesn't even pander to anybody. It's not in your face about anything.
No, not at all.
It's just telling you a story of one person's like hardships.
Yeah.
So maybe that person just didn't want to watch a movie that was like a dose of reality.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm like, I could see you going into this movie expecting something and this being a hard reality and just not enjoying it because you almost have to be you almost have to be in the mood to watch this kind of movie.
Yeah, like Passion of Christ. You'll never be in the mood to watch that movie. No, but like I think this is gonna be one of those movies you watch it once and you're like, all right, you put that in your memory bank. I don't think you're ever like on a Friday night like, oh, you know what? I want to watch a Depression. I want to see someone have a shittier life than me, so I can maybe feel better.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
They call that like depression porn or something like that. Like, like I wouldn't be surprised if one day someone was like, you know what I really love to watch? BET on Sunday mornings. You know, they got those African kids over there. And I like watch it and I'm like, my life is so much better.
At least I don't have a fly crawling on my eyeball.
That fly is a paid actor. How do they always get that fly on that kid's eyeball? Like, I can definitely see some people like that. Like, I remember junior year of high school, a kid was saying the same exact things. He was like laughing about it. I was like, gee. Yeah, I wasn't saying nothing because I'm Asian, but the guy was black. So I couldn't help but laugh because he was so passionate about it.
Right. Yep.
It was almost like a stand-up situation happening during this free period. But yeah, like, obviously, this is definitely one of those good movies that's like you watch it once and it's a great discussion piece.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, and I think maybe that's where he's coming from. It's like, oh, it's a political thing because if you watch this movie, it could be a good discussion point.
Right. Oh yeah. No, definitely.
About like the foster system, stuff like that. I don't know a lot about. Yeah, I know. What's going on? One of my coworkers, she talked about like fostering kids. And I think I have an old classmate from high school that actually fosters 2 kids.
Yeah, I have I guess it's a cousin. It's on. Yeah.
One side.
Who lost her child. She actually had a child with Down syndrome. She lost her child with Down syndrome. She adopted another baby with Down syndrome.
Oh yeah.
And then she fostered 3 other children that she ended up adopting later on.
That's the dream, right?
Right.
Or like the hopes, at least, because then like you also talk about like, well, maybe if like this girl and her sister were in the foster home where she didn't get molested, maybe her life would have been different.
Yeah.
Because there's definitely, obviously, I think, you've heard of cases where, people foster kids just for the paycheck.
Right.
And like they're giving bare minimums to these kids. Like, well, here's some 10-year-old clothes. Is FUBU still in? Like you definitely hear about those cases. You've seen it on TV shows, but obviously they're based on real cases,
right? Oh yeah.
And maybe her life would have been different if obviously I think the anger still would have been there for her father. Like I don't think I think you got to go to a therapist for that,
right? But yeah, it may have been handled differently at least.
Yeah, like if you had great foster parents, they would have been like, oh, let's get you some therapy.
Yeah.
Because you're old enough, you were there, you saw it happen, and, maybe you're blaming yourself a lot or not doing something. That's kind of rough, too.
Right. And I'm sure it's that, probably like she never got anybody to talk to. And since she saw it and didn't do anything, she's got that guilt that it's her fault. And so, you come from a rough neighborhood, a rough area, like a poor rundown area, like that's the way those kind of things are solved. And you're just like, I feel like this, I got to take care of this problem. And that way I won't feel like this anymore.
Yeah. It's rough because me, like coming from an immigrant family, mental health is not, it's not like, oh, whatever, get over it, like, therapy is not like it's. I'm glad that now it's like changing,
right?
Like a lot. Obviously, like especially for like first generation immigrants like myself or like other people too. They're finally being more open to seeing therapists, seeking help. Obviously the whole atmosphere of like situations that are happening in 2023 is still kind of wonky. Like my friend had some sort of like theory that Hitler was into black magic and he casted some sort of spell. That's why we're the social climate is like the way it is right now.
Not to promote ourselves, but we do have a Black Magic Nazi month theme. That was a couple years ago when we first started.
But I think we're getting better and we're getting to a better place. And obviously, I think movies like this are pretty important.
Right.
The trailer for this movie talked about Moonlight, which was I think about a gay man,
right,
and his like hardships and all that stuff, and that won like a huge amount. Like I think that won like a bunch of awards.
Mm-hmm.
And it's great. I think movies like this are important. Obviously, I know a lot of people go to watch movies for escapism.
Right.
We know that better than anybody. Like,
I'm like, oh, Meg 2 is coming out? Oh my God, take my money.
Oh my God, Bubba Hotep coming back.
So good.
Yeah, Velociraptor versus Tyrannus Rabbi. Sign me up. I got it. I got there. Trying to combine dinosaurs with religious figures is terrible. I feel like the Vatican had something to say about Velocipaster. Yeah, but you need to balance that out with heavy movies like this, and
Right. Yes.
yeah. So that's just how the cookie crumbled.
Right. Yep.
Oh man, but yeah, no, we are coming up to our hour. We want to first of all thank you guys for joining us. You know, I know a couple of you like to listen to us because we do a lot of like B horror films. You know, but we got to switch it out a couple times. You know, we gotta what's it called? Throw it around.
Right, yeah, we can't. Yeah, if we're going to be true to the art of movies, we can't just be every movie be a horror movie or every movie be silly.
Yeah, as much as we wanted to be. But yeah, definitely check out our other themed months. We have like Fresh Start Month.
Right.
We got what's it called? I forgot what it is. Dumpster Month. That's like the first like 2 months of the new year. They throw all those like dumpster movies.
Yep. Of course, Ninja Month.
We got
Space Debris Month.
We got Fight Club Month.
Oh, right.
Or Underground Fighting Month. I forgot what we called it.
Yeah. Yep.
Obviously, we have the enigmatic Nicolas Cage Month.
Yeah, it can't be outdone by the Danny Trejo Month.
So yeah, we definitely have something for you guys. Make sure to check that out down below. The rest of the other episodes that we got, but we have our reviews in 4 different sections. We have Stream It, DVD It, Blu-ray It, and Ultimate Box Collection. Colby, where are you at for this one?
So, kind of like you said, like kind of alluded to earlier, this is a tough rating because it's like I loved this movie. But it's not like I want to own this because this movie needs to be rewatched and this movie needs to be shared with people. It was just like this is the kind of movie you sit down and like you watch it and you've just
soak it in.
Yeah. So it's really tough where it was like, I totally understand how it got 100%. Like there's like the acting, everything in this is fantastic. I love the way they did the filming, like the pace. Like you said, even though in the middle it's slowed down, it still fit the theme.
Yeah.
Of what they were trying to convey, but still not something I'm like. I need the ultimate box of this.
Of depression, of these reality-stricken movies,
Yeah. Tough.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna stream it. I don't think it in any kind of way alludes to it being a bad movie. But does it fit my collection? I don't know. And so because of that, I would rather stream it. Like I could obviously tell somebody like, hey, if you want to watch like a pretty, thought-provoking movie or, want to be sad today, you should watch this,
Yeah. Or you just get somebody who's like, they're too... Like life is great, and not that you want to depress them, but there's just there's some people who just don't understand that there is a other side of the tracks.
Oh yeah, because definitely there's a lot of people that can be very oblivious to things like just build a house,
right? Yeah. Why are there people hungry? If you're hungry, just plant a tree and eat an apple. Right. You're thirsty, like 70% of the world is covered in water, and your body needs salt anyway. Just open your mouth in the ocean.
There's very what's it called, like I guess naive people.
Yeah.
Or just people who just don't understand. Like it's funny for me. Like I kind of had a little bit of that when I was younger. Then my mom sent me to the Philippines. They're like, oh yeah. All right. It wasn't any way bad. Like I absolutely still cherish the time I had there. Pretty simple, like I was always outside playing with friends.
Right.
I was lucky. My grandpa, like all my mom and my uncles and aunts sent my grandpa money, so he had a pretty well kept house. It was still like pretty nice, but like you could definitely see when you see it, you're like, oh
yeah.
Nah. yeah. So definitely, if there's somebody in your life that's like, hey, you don't understand what kind of like, I grew up in like downtown LA, like the like the hood parts. So I get it, like when I see this movie, I'm like, I know how that is. I've seen people sleep in my, like what was it called when I was living in the apartments. I seen somebody sleep in the lobby. And you kind of just mind your own business.
Yeah.
I definitely, living in New York, where I was living at, I definitely seen people like, yo, let me get a charger. And like people like rebuke them, like, man, get out of my house, man, or like get out of my store. Ain't no free charger here. It's a lot of those situations. So yeah, definitely, it's a good movie to show people if they don't. Maybe they've never seen that type of like lifestyle, and it's not glorified by like drugs or anything. So that's like one thing about this movie. It's like it's not all drugs. It's just other things that happen in life.
Right. Yes. Yeah. And I hate to say it, but I look forward to the future to see when the younger sister ends up doing more movies because
she's hilarious.
Yeah.
She's good though. Like, not only is she like funny, she was able to deliver the lines that were like kind of comedic moments, but like the argument with Angel, who is like another like I felt like she was a pretty wonderful actor. She conveyed a lot of emotions. The person's like, oh, she's so deadpan, but not really. Because, like, when she gets mad, she was like, you really felt it.
Totally.
When she gets rebuked by her ex-girlfriend, like, definitely acted like how I would have acted as a young kid. Like, well, whatever, man. All right, you want to leave me? All right, cool, whatever, man. I'll just go date your best friend or something. You know what I'm saying? I got hella bitches on stock. I think everyone, like the two main characters, Abby and Angel, definitely showed range.
Definitely.
Yeah, so I'm super excited about that. But yeah, we're coming up to our hour. Thank you guys for joining us. Make sure to check out our link down below. We have Amazon affiliate links that we are trying to get use out of so we can get some steaks.
I know you guys should use those affiliate links because I feel like I'm the only one that uses that.
I think we get a little bit. Yeah. But we definitely use our links a lot.
It's like everything is 1% off. But of course, we got our socials, and follow us. Facebook, Twitter,
YouTube.
Instagram, YouTube, and the WWT commentary if you want to actually see our faces, or if you want to see little animated versions of our faces as well.
I think we gotta start doing the video because some guys like, I wanted to see a reaction, not pixel version of you guys.
Yeah.
But I think for the thumbnails we could still keep using the
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, thank you guys for joining us. My name is Barry.
This is Colby.
And this is Watch It Is. If you guys want to check out his theme music, it is Lee Rosevere. It's called Arcade Montage. It's on our album Music Podcast 3, and our Bandcamp is down below.
Thank you.